The heartbreaking death of 20-year-old Corey Thomas occurred on Singleleaf Lane in the Noose Crossing neighborhood of Raleigh, North Carolina, around 1 a.m. on Sunday, August 7, 2016. Raleigh, the state capital and second most populous city in North Carolina, is known as the City of Oaks. Corey was affectionately called Mr. Safety 101 by his family because he constantly reminded loved ones to wear seatbelts. His mother had moved him from New York to Raleigh in 2001 seeking a safer environment. At the time of the incident, Corey worked at both McDonald's and Waffle House and was preparing to help his girlfriend move into her college dorm later that month. On the night he was killed, Corey and two friends attended a house party on Singleleaf Lane. They arrived around 12:30 a.m. Respectful of social boundaries, Corey waited outside with one friend while the other went inside to get permission for them to enter. The group soon decided to leave because the party did not live up to the hype. As they were heading out, Corey saw what he believed were police lights. Concerned because he was carrying a marijuana grinder and a small amount of marijuana, he ran toward the car parked near the home of the man who would later call 911. Prosecutors stated that this small amount of marijuana tragically cost him his life. The homeowner, 39-year-old Chad Copley, lived on Singleleaf Lane with his wife, their children, including two young daughters and a teenage son from a previous marriage. The family had moved into the quiet cul-de-sac seeking stability, but on the night of August 7, 2016, Copley would make a series of decisions that turned a peaceful neighborhood into the scene of a tragic killing. According to testimony, Copley later claimed he became alarmed after noticing a group of partygoers standing near their cars along the street. However, multiple witnesses stated that the group was neither loud, threatening, nor behaving in a disorderly way. None were seen carrying weapons, and no one approached Copley's property. At 50 minutes and 35 seconds, Copley placed his first 911 call. Before the dispatcher even spoke, the recording captured him muttering, "No, I'm gonna kill him." During the call, Copley described the young men outside as hoodlums, accused them of street racing, and repeatedly insisted he was locked and loaded. He asserted, falsely, that he was part of the neighborhood watch and that the individuals outside were armed and vandalizing property. Investigators later confirmed that none of these claims were true. Moments after the first call, Copley armed himself with a shotgun and went into his garage. Without opening the door, he fired a blast through a closed garage window from an estimated distance of 20 to 50 feet. At that moment, 20-year-old Corey Thomas was running toward his car, unaware of any danger. The shotgun slug struck Corey on the right side, above the elbow, tearing through multiple vital organs. The projectile remained inside his body. Friends rushed to help, and emergency responders transported him to the hospital, but Corey was pronounced dead shortly afterward. Copley then made a second 911 call, this time claiming he had fired only a warning shot to scare off what he described as friggin' black males, allegedly brandishing firearms. Police quickly found no evidence to support his claims. No weapons, no threats, and no direct interaction between Copley and Corey prior to the shooting. Officers concluded that Corey and the others had posed no danger. Copley was arrested at the scene and later charged with first-degree murder. Copley's defense argued he was protected by North Carolina's Castle Doctrine, claiming he feared for his family's safety. When he testified, Copley admitted he had been angry that day at his wife, his son Troy, and his neighbors. He said that when he uttered, "I'm gonna kill him" on the 911 call, he was referring to his son, whom he feared was involved with the group. He also admitted he withheld his exact address to protect Troy from police. Under cross-examination, Copley conceded that nearly every statement he made to 911 was false, including claims of racing, vandalism, firearms, being on neighborhood watch, and having neighbors beside him. He acknowledged lying to police more than 10 times about firing only a warning shot. Copley testified that he initiated the confrontation by yelling profanities, "Keep it the fuck down," at the crowd, who had not previously interacted with him. He also claimed for the first time that he saw 3 individuals brandish guns and that he fired when Corey reached for one, though he had never told this to investigators. Prosecutors noted his account changed after 18 months to fill in holes. In February 2018, a jury convicted Copley of premeditated murder, and he received a life sentence without parole. The case went through multiple appeals. A state appellate court initially overturned the conviction, citing a prosecutor's remark implying racial motive. The North Carolina Supreme Court later reversed that ruling, determining the evidence of guilt was overwhelming. The appeals court again upheld the conviction in 2021. The case was appealed once more, and in February 2024, the state Supreme Court heard new arguments on whether Copley should receive a new trial. Corey's family, after more than 7 years navigating the justice system, repeatedly emphasized their mission: to clear Corey's name and affirm that he was not a hoodlum, bad kid, thug, or gangbanger, but a respectful, hardworking young man whose life was tragically stolen.